Hello, everyone. This is Mark coming to you live with another live stream broadcast brought to you by me, myself, and I. Today's video is going to be a follow-up, going to be kind of a follow-up video of Jay's 2 cents. I actually have Jay's 2 cents down below. He's subscribed. I'm subscribed to him. I don't know if he's subscribed to me or not. I guess I'm not a big somebody. So, hey, Jay, if you watch this video, hey, cool. Um, but also, I want people to understand that what I'm doing here um, is trying to get people to understand, what's really going on here. Now, with the whole situation with the AIO over the liquid coolers, when someone says liquid cooler, they immediately think AIO, and really that's not really what it means to be. AIO is different than liquid cooler. Liquid cooling is actually tubes involved. You have measured tubes put into your rig, and it goes from your processor to your RAM, in most cases, to your GPU, and even to your power supply. I didn't know power supply was cool, but a lot of these pre-built out here, some of them I'm on AVA. The game is pre-built. It's build a water cooler game PC with AVA direct. There are some of these things that are outrageous. 3,000, 3,800, 4,000, almost $5,000. And these are special configured. And these things are built with liquid cooling in mind. And what I have is more of a Corsair i50 Elite 350, 360 millimeter radiator. You have a digital thing here. What it has is just it doesn't have a digital thing on it, but it has Corsair stuff on it, where it does show you what you have, and you can get variations of it from different sizes, obviously. Different sizes from it. I'm trying to figure out what one I have here somewhere. Nothing here somewhere. It's right there. I'll just pick one anyway. Corsair here, one here. I looked at is around right around $399 of the one I got for Christmas. AIO. It's all in one. I mean, it's all in one. It's all contained in the tubes, and it's all contained. Where liquid cooling is literally tubes all over the place, and you have to buy, the tubes and stuff with it, and it does, cost more money. Now, I think brass tacks of it all, most liquid coolers will cost you run you about $700 for tubes, and it's really can be costly. Custom water tubing, is something that's of course it has too as well. A lot of companies do them, and I think Jay's 2 cents is kind of worried because a lot of these companies are going out of business, or could be going out of business, because of the variance that when 2024 recession's terrible, people ain't got money, people can't spend money. If it's $700 on tube cooling, it may not be the best thing to go. That's why Corsair and all these companies, MSI, mostly Corsair, and many others, actually are experimenting with liquid cooling. And you can get Corsair, you can get different ones. And most Corsair is the best one. ASUS, thermal take water, these are all the same thing. The difference is by name. And what's the difference between liquid cooling and air cooling is, and the video does say, air cooling cheaper, or is air in 2024. And I think we need to understand this, that when you are buying an AIO, like I have, my sister has one that's actually going to be 4 fans. Mine's 3. I've seen one with only 1 fan at Best Buy for about $90. Not a bad deal if you have a small one. Now you know you can use a 1 or 2 fan for a big case. It just means you hope you have a lot of air going in it. But also means though too in the sense that you're going to have a lot more heat that 1 fan is going to have to do it, and the radiator is going to be very small. It's going to be the size of a fan. It ain't going to be like an oversized radiator. Like mine has 3 fans. Now when fans go bad, it happens sometimes. You just order a new fan, put it on there, and hopefully you can do that. And some of these new fans we connected, you can probably use those as a radiator fan to push the air up. And I forgot to mention this. What's the difference between an AIO and a custom water cooling is? The AIO, they both still use a radiator. Okay, the radiator is on top or the side or the back, never on the bottom. And what that bad boy does, the fans push air through it that cools the water down and gets heat out of the water. Or liquid water, and it could be water itself, or it can be oil water kind of thing. Because liquid is a very good conductor of heat and it moves heat through. You take a lot of water, for example here, get a pipe, whatever, have hot water in like a tube apparatus container, and let it pass through and go to a different area. Yes, still warm, but let you say you pass that one through a different tube. And as you do that, the heat dissipates. It's no longer hot water. Let's say up here it's still warm. This CPU is up here, but you say you have an intake, takes it back up and pours it back into the once again. So you have an element in there. An element is the processor. Heats the water up, moving around. Water flows through, comes back, drains back into it. It's cooler water, but it's not cool much. But it's cool enough where you know the difference. So it goes from hot water or warm water back to slightly cool water, and it rotates around. That's what an AIO does. Custom, from my standing, is there's like 2 tanks, one for out tank, one for in tank, and it goes around in circles. But now you could have 1, no 2 as well. 1 tank, I could be wrong. And I did mention Jay's 2 cents in the description. So if I'm wrong, Jay's 2 cents, please comment down below if I'm wrong. Let me know better about it, because I would love to do a live stream with you eventually to really explain the AIO process. Because I love my AIO, but I understand that people are afraid that some of these companies are going out of business because you can't spend $700 on custom water tubing and cooling and liquid and pay the rent or pay the mortgage or car payment. And this is why I think air cooling is still good. The problem with air cooling is though that it's not efficient for long-term gaming. It's good. Now I had a D15 Corsair NDH, I think C15, the big ass brick I showed you, that radiator. And that radiator had 2 fans, humongous fans on it. And my room got really warm, pushing out a lot of heat. But a lot of people don't know though, those radiator tubes have liquid in them too. Because heat will just stay there. And you need something to pull it out. So heat will just stay at the CPU, the processor socket. You need heat, and the mechanism to draw the heat away from it. The pump takes the liquid, while the air has, convection and pushes air through, and that air radiator. So heat comes up slowly, it gets radiated because heat does rise. So it will rise up. Now, if you have no liquid in those little copper tubings for the air cooling, you may not get as much heat distribution. But a little liquid in there, it does help the heat come back and get out. Because my room got really warm. Still does, because the graphics card and the graphics card 3070, I'm playing custom settings a lot and stuff, and it does ramp up the heat in here. So I have the door open, the fan air coming in. But anyway, it's not important. The point is though, your AIO, I checked my thermals and they're a lot better, but the AIO, or not a lot better, more steady. They're more steady. because they're steady because they're at a flat plane. Means they're actually, doing this job. It's not too cool and it's not too hot. It's just like the Three Bears porridge is just right, and that's what it needs to be. Because my air cooler will make it really warm in the case, and I have a thing at 120 or 360 fan blowing as much heat out as it can. So my room's really hot. I will take off the top grill here just to let the air radiate to above. Because I had nothing there. I had nothing up here but a little mesh system, a little mesh top. I took that off, of course, to help increase the airflow. But once again, it got warm in here. Now the AIO, it's working. I can feel it. It's cool air because it's not as hot. Because I'm not playing a lot of games. I'm not playing intense CPU-based games. If I was, it'd be warm in here. Not by much, but it will. So are these companies going out of business? J2 Cents says yes. I have to differ a little bit. I think they're going out of business because they're probably going to different advantages, different places to go to. The AIO or the custom cooling could be going out of business. But the company itself will not go out of business. I think the company itself will still be like Corsair or MSI or Asus had their liquid cool, air cooled. They'll still be around. They'll still be around because that's what they do. They'll still be around. They'll still be around because that's what they do. And that's how they do things. And that's why I have no problem with them doing what they have to do. Because right now, you look at it right now, like I made my last video, processors and graphics card are not doing too bad. RAM is very cheap. Memory is cheap. SSDs are cheap in a sense. But graphics cards are still kind of in that iffy territory. You can find a 6600 RX non-XT, RX 100, probably 187 to 250 bucks. If you're willing to spend that kind of money, brand new. Used regular people. That being said, though, if you're in the mood of budget gaming, an air cooler is going to be the first thing you can go to Best Buy or Micro Center if you've got if you have one of those and pick that up because picking up that air cooler can be a Corsair or it can be a Cool Masters, doesn't matter. As long as it's going to cool your system and keep it from overheating your CPU and damage your socket. Shouldn't matter. But you need to make sure that happens. So I think custom versus air-cooled AIOs are kind of just more of a niche kind of world. Because enthusiasts will buy the air cooling. I came a novice to a beginner to somewhat of an advanced beginner to an advanced enthusiast or a spectator enthusiast to becoming enthusiast, where I don't want liquid cooling because to me personally, if my rig personally, it wouldn't work for me that much. It's not big enough. Now you probably could fit it in there, obviously, a lot of tubes and stuff, and one wrong move, hit a tube, it leaks out, and there goes your RAM and the processor, and also your graphics card, more or less. But that's what people do. They spend hours building it, play games for hours, and they take it apart and clean it every month. Me, I take a PC apart, the door, I take it off the front door, I take it off the back door, and I clean it with my air duster thing I have about once a month. Once a week I do little touch-ups. I'll spray stuff down a little bit inside, get a little air, hold on to the little fans, spray around, just a little touch-up. But deep cleaning I do very well. My sister will take apart her AIO, reapply thermal paste about every 6 months to a year. About every 6 months she does that because she's an IT person and she's a computer nut and she likes that kind of stuff. And she wanted me to bring my rig around and have her do that to my rig, once a year. Around Christmas time, just to take it apart and because all the time we're together, Thanksgiving and Christmas anyway, and change out thermal paste and and reapply it and back on there and send it back out, send it back home with me. That would be something that that would be done. But that's something that I may not do because I don't play games as much as she does. She's home all the time because for her job, she works at home. But for her personally, she didn't have a cooler because she don't want all those tubes. She had an AIO for the longest time, and I got one last Christmas, and I love it. Like I said, I love it to death. It's a great thing to have because it's simple, it's easy to maintain. You just go in here, open the door up, and you feel the pump, feel the pressure, and it's going through. It means the liquid is going through the tube. Means it's working. The pump is actually pumping. And Steve from Gaming Nexus has a video where he took a part of the black plate, put a plastic on it, clear plastic, to see how the pump works and how it happens when oxygen when air bubble gets into the pump. Very great two YouTubers, JT Sense and Gaming Nexus. I say highly recommend you guys or PC guys to subscribe to those channels. No, I'm not sponsored by either one of those guys, and I'm not getting paid to sponsor them, or I'm not getting paid to mention their names at all. I'm just saying that I'm not being paid or being sponsored by either one of those gentlemen because they have their own lives and their own company to worry about. I'm just giving them the most credit as I can because while I watch a lot of their stuff, it makes a lot of sense to me. So that's why I think, hey, I'm gonna keep shooting the catapults with their names on it farther than I can, as far as I can. But really, guys, AIO or liquid cooler is up to your preference. Liquid coolers are gonna cost $700 to about $1,000 easy. AIOs $80 to $300, maybe $500. So AIOs are a better choice, but air is always going to be superior because it's the cheapest route. Doesn't always mean it's superior when it comes to cooling. Liquid coolers you might save. You might get 3 to 5 degrees difference. Unless you're living in a furnace or somewhere you don't have to be playing a game outside in the middle of dead hot summer. And you have to have that 3 to 5 degrees to keep yourself cool. You shouldn't have to worry about it. Because, an AIO would do just fine for you. If you want to liquid cool your GPU and your RAM and your power supply, by all means, that's custom liquid water cooling. And like I said, it's something that you guys enthusiasts know more about than I do, so you do it when you want to. That's your business. If you're more like a beginner advanced in the AIO, but advanced into the PC world like I am, becoming more and more, you really have to understand that the AIOs are going to be probably the best bet for the liquid cooling, but also the heat distribution. I'm not saying that air is terrible or custom cooling is terrible. No. What I'm saying is if you're going to get a custom cooler, you're going to have to understand that custom cooling is going to be a lot more expensive. But does not mean that custom cooling is going to be the worst thing. Like I said, you're going to save on temperatures about 3 to 7%, maybe 3 to 5%, maybe 7% cooler. Unless you're playing outside in dead summer or in a furnace, I don't think it's going to matter to you. So air cooling is cheaper, but it's not always efficient. AIOs are efficient, cheaper, but not always what enthusiasts want. And custom cooling to me is the best of both worlds, but you're spending 700 to $1,000 easy on custom. Well, now you can buy a pre-built custom, a custom system. ABW, I think it's called. I just up here. Yeah, yeah, it's AV Direct. Build a water cooled gaming PC, and some of them go for $3,000, almost $5,000. I don't think that includes anything other than just the what does. Okay, you give 7900 XT, you get the case, 100 XT, 16 gigabytes of RAM, gigabyte, RAM safe, blah blah blah, tubing, thermal compound, custom direct cooling. So you think that you get a 14700 KF i7. So you get something in it. But in closing, guys, my last 2 minutes here in closing situation, I feel that during this recession or during this pre-recession or recession, uh, a lot of companies laying people off because they hire more people than they needed. A lot of companies that needed people back in 2020, 2022, 2023 don't need them anymore. Profits were good, people made money, but once again, the bottom dropped out. See, you have to understand, guys, and this will be my last few minutes here on this. Um, the gaming landscape is changing. PC gaming are becoming more and more delusional now because of the problem with liquid cooling, all the problem with graphics card shortages, all the problem with processor issues, all the problems with the cases, all the problems with just the overallness of PC gaming is drawing people away from PC gaming back to the PlayStations and Xboxes where they're getting mediocre entertainment, on a leash, being told what to do every 5 years. They go out and buy a new console because they tried PC and they didn't like it because they got into a time where the graphics cards were pretty much not there. They're finding all these damn problems with MSI and ASRock and probably with G4 Nvidia being cheap and only give 8 gigabytes of certain cards and AMD having problems with their cards and the processors not working at all on Intel and AMD. The ARC card being a gigantic cluster F of a mess. So being a PC gamer right now is very difficult. And having the AIO issue or liquid cool issue now, where companies can be going out of business because people are not buying this stuff like they used to. They're not buying it like it's 2022 or 2023 when people finally got enough damn chips in to give everybody a damn graphics card and processor finally rolling off the damn shell. I mean, assembly lines, and people were buying this stuff. That honeymoon is over with, folks. The honeymoon is over. So now companies are dialing back people, letting go a lot of their seasonal people that thought were full time. And now they're like, okay, so what do I do now? And now they're pinching themselves because they're realizing we don't have enough people. We still have enough people. We don't have enough supply and demand to hire people we have right now. And most companies could be back at the core people they started with pre-COVID and pre-issues. And now they have to deal with the fact that they have entity, a uncertain future with the presidency, not knowing who's going to run this country, not knowing what kind of federal thing will come down, not knowing if Intel's going to seek having legal action against them because the CPU problems, or even AMD for that matter, with their CPU problems. When we don't know what's going on, we don't have a clue, on what to really expect because no one's really talking about it. Except Jay's 2 cents, Gaming Nexus, myself, and a handful of others. We need all gaming people who are gamers, PC gamers, to man up, grab their arms and be on this damn channel and not be sitting on the damn sideline going rah, rah, rah. We don't need rah, rah, rah. We need the let's go get them, boys. That's what we need. We don't need rah, rah, rah. We need team players. We need people on the field to come in to score the big game. And win the big game. We don't need the rah, rah, rah crowd. We know enough of those. And that's why I think people today are not really looking into PC gaming anymore. They gave up when they went back to consoles. One of my friends gave up his PC gaming because he just couldn't get the fact that games are not working. I said, man, the game ain't working on a console either. It's not just PC gaming having problems. Granted, PC is a finicky system that's really delicate, and the games and the graphics cards and the updates and downloads. He loves all that stuff. He may give it a chance again. He did buy an Xbox X Series, but he still has a gamer rig. But he's like, yeah, Xbox is even weirder because it doesn't have half the stuff that he likes on the PC. So it's like he's caught between a rock and hard place. He goes back to console. He's neutering himself to the fact that he's going to be servitude to a box, or go to PC. He has to pretty much be a damn novice player and a novice PC gamer, in a room full of enthusiasts. No, it's like gonna be a long-tailed cat in a room with rocking chairs. It's just people are that way. PC gaming becoming a problem. Sorry, damn nose shield will go away. I'm digging at it on the camera. That'd be kind of weird. But I think, in all, if you give it the brass tacks of it all, PC gaming and water cooling and the graphics cards and the RAM and everything else here fits perfectly in a utopia environment where people are actually playing games and enjoying themselves. And I think today, sorry guys, and today, most PC gamers just want to enjoy games and have a good time. And a lot of new people don't understand the lingo yet. And you'll understand that as you work it out like I did. Now, I joined a lot of PC stuff on Facebook groups. Join those chats. Get an idea. I made a post with liquid cooling and AIO. A lot of people like AIO more than liquid cooling because some people tell me in the comments it's better and it's not have a mess liquid to keep filling up. A lot of people have that liquid cooling nightmare of filling up their tubes, or come to find out they need to order more liquid. They're running out, and oh crap! They have a game session coming up. So a lot of people have that kind of stuff. So I always tell people this. Do your research. If you're going to be budget gaming, air is the best thing for you. If you want to be advanced, AIO is best. You want to be enthusiast, then it's liquid tube cooling. Well, guys, this is my video. I'm trying to keep it under 30 minutes once again. Hey, Jay's 2 cents. If you watch this video at all, hey, how you doing? Mark on the other channel. It's awesome. But what do you guys think about it? Are you guys team liquid, or are you guys team AIO, or are you guys team air? Comment down below. I'd like to have a discussion about it. Thank you. Peace out.